Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's TPM5 with another NBA video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about the trade rumors for Fred Van Vleet to the Phoenix Suns. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the trade. So this is a mock trade that I've made. It involves the Toronto Raptors getting the expiring deal of Jay Crowder, which I'll have bird rights on. Landry Shamet as well on a team-friendly deal, which I'll break down now. Landry Shamet is guaranteed the next 2 years of his deal. However, the 2024-2025 season is non-guaranteed, and then for the final year, it's a team option. So very friendly for the Raptors if they do decide they don't want to take on that salary beyond the next season. And then obviously 2 first-round picks, which is something which the Raptors have been pretty insistent on getting for a player of Fred Van Vleet's caliber. And in exchange, the Suns would get Van Vleet. Now the Suns have been open lately saying that they would be willing to take on salary and get rid of draft picks if it meant them getting a star caliber player, which although probably a lower tier star player in the league, I still would count Fred Van Vleet as being one. In what can be seen as a disappointing year for Fred Van Vleet, he's averaging 19 points and 6 assists on 38.7% from the field and 34% from 3. However, that is on 8.5 attempts per game. This comes after his last season where he was up at 40% and then 38% from 3 on 10 attempts. So you can see where the disappointment's coming from. Now, a lot of Raptors fans might be wondering why they want to trade him, and in case none of you guys know, it's because he wants $100 million over the next 3 years this free agency, given that we all expect him to opt out of his current player option that he has for roughly $22.8 million. Now, just looking at the dynamic, the Phoenix Suns, it could be easy for them to panic because Devin Booker's missed the last 17 games and they're 4-3 over that span. They currently sit with a 22-24 record, which is 10th in the Western Conference. Very mediocre in both offense and defense. Now, getting a guy like Fred Van Vleet, someone that you can have coming off the bench as a sixth man and really help the kind of playmaking load, take that off of Chris Paul, and you can have him out there with a second unit and really help you have things happen and make things happen for you. He tends to be a bit more of a shoot first guy, and there are moments where you'll watch the Raptors and you'll kind of get a bit frustrated. I'm missing this clip of Gary Trent Jr. looking very annoyed by the shot selection of Van Vleet coming down the floor. But Freddie overall is a very good player and someone that if the Raptors can give up, if the Suns, can give up this package for, it would probably be worth it. Now, I'm aware of the DeAndre Ayton trade rumors and also the Cam Johnson side of things. Now, Raptors fans might want them. I think that getting rid of Ayton for Van Vleet is probably not it's probably something that ticks boxes for both teams. However, I just can't see that happening because it would decimate the Suns at the center spot a bit too much. And obviously you can probably put Cameron Johnson in as well. However, that is kind of my thoughts for the Suns on this deal. Now, looking at Crowder in a Raptors uniform, the Toronto Raptors, I guess incentives for them to do this is obviously you trade one of the 3 guys they've been shopping in, Van Vleet, Trent Jr. and Anunoby, and you end up filling a need that you have in the roster, given that the Raptors so far this year are in the basement for 3-point percentage, currently 28th in the league alongside the likes of the San Antonio Spurs and the Houston Rockets, shooting 33.2% from 3. You get a guy like Landry Shamet who can come in, again, a guy that has proven to be a decent shooter over his time in the league. He's shooting 39% from 3 on 5 attempts, and a kind of in some ways, when it comes to the volume and inefficiency, shooting sub 40, he can come in and kind of play a somewhat similar role to Fred Van Vleet off the bench in terms of shooting. Obviously, you need shooting around Siakam, who's taken steps in that side of his game this year, however, hasn't quite nailed it. And as for Jay Crowder, a lot of people might be going, he's pretty old and why would the Raptors get him? He's only missed the playoffs once, so he could really raise the ceiling for this team. And if they are to look and make moves for Jakob Poeltl, it could just be a retool rather than a rebuild for the Raptors. Obviously, they'll have the rights to Crowder anyway, so if they extend him in the offseason and trade him, that's always an option for them. And of course, getting picks, in this deal, you get 2 first-round picks, one from the Suns this year, which is probably going to be landing in the low 20s, and then potentially one, in the lottery in 2025, pending, Chris Paul. So this video came from Shams' statement and also the, motives of the new owner, Matt Ishbia. But yeah, if you have any Suns fans and Raptors fans, tell me what you guys think in the comments section, what changes you'd make to the trades. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, peace out. Thanks for watching.